good morning, and welcome once again. It's a beautiful morning. It's a beautiful week. We're excited to be here.
Yep.
Are we not?
Very excited.
Wonderful. Thank you for spending time with us this morning. We really appreciate it every time that you make some time to spend with us right here on Breakfast Daily. Welcome once again. My name is David Kwekusechi.
And my name is Chris Carter. Once more, you are welcome. My name is, like I already said my name actually. Anyway, remember that this show is very interactive and we promise to bring you the best of, everything.
Yeah.
We have the lifestyle segment. We have a bit of politics. We have a bit of current affairs. In fact, we have a bit of everything right on this show. So you can feel free to join in at any time, all by sending in your comments, your opinions, and even your heartfelt messages to the WhatsApp number on the screen, and then we will get to read it on the show. And remember, if you're watching us via YouTube or Facebook, share your comments on the comment section too. We'll get to read that too.
Absolutely. Let's just walk you through some of the things that we'll be doing on the show today to really have a conversation with some wonderful people who have a project called From Plastic to Purpose, all right? And it's talking about recycling, repurposing, and reusing, and making sure that we keep our environment clean and all of that. Right now, we also have Premier League on City news, some updates, and Gabriel Faye will be joining us later on in the show for that. Before we get to all of that, we will have the news review segment where I sit with my guests and we'll be delving into some of the things that have made the headlines in the last few days. Before we get to that, I have a few reminders for you. Okay.
Right. So before the reminders, actually, we have our quote of the day.
Take a look at that.
And our quote of the day is from Earl Nightingale. He says, "Never give up on your dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway."
Yeah.
Never give up on a dream just because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyway.
This quote, it sort of takes me back to this conversation about, the last, you keep telling yourself, oh, but if I put the money away for 5 years, 5 years is so long. Then you ask yourself this question, but 5 years ago, where was I?
Where was I?
If I had done it 5 years ago, by now I would already have reaped the results of the investment.
Yeah.
Do you see? And so many times we keep telling ourselves that it's far, it'll take long. But you see, whatever happens, the time is going to pass. The time will pass. You don't have a choice about that. So you might as well do what you need to do now, okay? And invest in time as it is now, because you reap regardless.
Right.
If you invest nothing, 5 years will definitely pass. You have nothing at the end. If you
will have, all you will have is regrets, actually.
Well, yeah.
A lot of regrets.
Yeah, and brokenness.
Yeah, a lot of brokenness. So if you have
the dream,
a project, a dream, something that you want to start, and you're wondering, how do I start? The truth is, you just need to start. However, start. Because you do time they go.
That's for time.
It won't stop. You understand? Time will never stop because of you. So just start. Because I've seen some people that started businesses with very little capital. And when you hear the capital, sometimes you begin to ask yourself, "Are you kidding me?
Yeah, is it possible?
Is it possible? Why?" And okay, I know it's the political time, but we've heard it from most of them. I started with, sometimes unbelievable, but it's inspiring too.
Well, a few reminders for you. We have the constituency. So tomorrow, that's Tuesday. On Tuesdays at 7 p.m., we have the constituency that comes your way with Samuel Akom. Yes, bringing you various interesting, fascinating conversations from the real people on the ground in our various constituencies, and you don't want to miss out on that fantastic show we have for you, that helping us to prep our minds. We have less than 30 days to go,
right?
For the elections, and so hey, get ready for that and tune in, join us, watch the constituency.
Right, and next we have the Community Forum, Channel 1 Community Forum. It happens every Thursday from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. with Philip Nilate. He can actually be in your community anytime, so look out for him. In fact, look out for the Channel 1 bus. If you see them, just stop and talk to him.
Absolutely, and we have the ballot box, right? The ballot box is a critical show for you, and it's on 97.3 City FM. You don't want to miss out on the ballot box, because the ballot box, great conversations on radio from 10 p.m. to midnight every Monday right through to Thursday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, each night it's on, and Christopher Kevin Esima engages you as you call in and be part of the show, sharing your thoughts on whatever topic is up for discussion on the night, and every night they take a different topic and they delve into it. These are all relevant topics to the various conversations that have been happening in the political space and all of that as we're preparing towards elections. So all these programming, beautiful programming that have been arranged and, prepared for you to make up your mind and prep yourself for December 7th. Yes, absolutely. Well, now it's time for us to get into the papers. And today, to help me go through the newspapers today, is Nana Tufo Boateng. He's the deputy head of news right here at 97.3 City FM and Channel 1 TV. Nana, how are you?
Hi, David.
Yeah?
I'm pretty good. How you doing?
I'm all right.
Yeah. I can see.
I had a great weekend, so yeah. I'm happy,
yeah, I can tell.
Why are you smiling plenty?
Oh,
yeah,
no.
You can tell. What can you tell? What's on my face that you can tell?
A whole lot, actually. I can see paragraph 1 up here, paragraph 2 down there.
Please, there's nothing on my face. Charlie, what's happening?
Yeah, we're back. I mean, this is what we have elected to do, and so we are here to do it and do it for God and country.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, elections fast approaching, and so yes, let's just remind viewers that they should stay with us for comprehensive coverage of the 2024 general elections and all other election-related activities.
Yeah. Okay.
But then they can join the conversation online using the hashtag GhanaPost2024.
Yeah.
If you come across some information on social media you're not too sure of, just tweet at us, tag us in whatever it is, using the hashtag CityVerify.
Yeah.
We will verify the information and let you know whether it is fact or myth. All right? And then, of course, for all election-related stories, just use the hashtag Election Bureau, and you're sure that to have all the info regarding the various political actors. Now, the election data website is also up.
Yeah.
Yes, that's election.citynewsroom.com. If you go there, you get all the data regarding past elections in Ghana, all the constituency, how they have voted, how the regions have voted over the years, the constituencies and all that, the results, the percentages, the arithmetic, everything is there. And then, I mean, it's quite a friendly website. And so when you get there, you see the linear graphs and all that show depicting how we have voted over the years. And so, yes, we know that you need the information, and that's why we've taken the pains to put all of this together for you to help you navigate the election season quite clearly. So elections.citynewsroom.com is where you get all the information regarding past elections and, of course, how we have voted over the years. You even get information on how the regions behave. Those we call swing regions, the battleground regions, and, of course, the deciders. So, yes, you can get all that information there, election.citynewsroom.com.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, let's delve into the papers.
Let's get straight into it. I'll start off with the Daily Graphic newspaper. New mining firm pours first gold. New mining firm pours first gold. National Farmers Day. President announces free tertiary education for cocoa farmers' children. Some good news here. Cocoa price shoots to 49,600 Ghana cedis a ton. Okay. Terrorism fight requires critical strategy. This is Albert Kandapa speaking. That's it for the front page of the Daily Graphic newspaper.
All right, so we have the Ghanaian Times, and it says here, President unveils West Africa's largest single stream gold mine, solidifies Ghana's position as Africa's leading gold producer. Okay, we have farmers hail new cocoa producer price, and 70-year-old Nana Owusu Achiang, 2024. It says here national best farmer, but ideally it should be saying the best national farmer. We also have NACOC destroys 151,899.54 kg of illicit narcotic drugs at Bondase.
Do they specify? Illicit narcotic drugs. Which type?
Oh, well, I'm sure the details are in the story, but I'm just wondering if you're burning so much into the air, are the neighbors not in
Or it depends
danger
on
of
where they do the burning. I am actually
danger of
looking at the
inhaling?
value, if we're able to get the street value, and whether or not we could have gone to the courts to
redirected.
seek clearance to redirect this to the pharmaceutical industry based on which drug
what
it
drug
is.
it is, yeah.
You understand?
Yeah,
because some
yeah.
of these drugs that we term illicit are
was-
actually used by the pharmaceutical industry.
1/3 of it was cannabis. About 1/3 or one,
which could have gone into the production of
heroin.
hair cream, tea,
Yeah, true.
and other stuff.
True. And
Then there was
there's
heroin.
cocaine in there.
There was coke
there's
for
meth in
painkillers.
there.
Exactly.
And there's codeine. There's codeine as
mixture.
well. Yeah.
Cough mixture.
Yeah. Wow.
So I don't know.
Okay.
I've never been one for the distraction of some of these
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
I feel we could
It's,
go
al-
to the
it's almost
courts.
it's almost as though we are bereft of ideas of what to do.
Exactly.
You know,
This-
so
this
it's
is
like
money
the only
gone
way
waste.
is burn it because we don't know what to do.
Does the
with
story
it.
put a value to it? Do we know the street value
the street
of these
value?
drugs?
No, it doesn't. I don't see a figure here for the street
And
value.
that's even a big problem.
Yeah, because
Get
it's almost too basic.
Yeah.
Right? It's almost too basic.
So we
It's
always destroy
Yeah,
it.
we always just burn it and destroy it, you know. Yeah, anyway.
The people who do the burning, do they wear gas masks or something?
Yeah, that's the question. or they have a delayed timer for the
Perhaps.
explosive that burns the thing.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
They take
So
antidepressants. All right, let me take you to the Chronicle newspaper. Chronicle says this morning, Iyoko boss worried over increasing sophistication of fraudulent activities. I want to say something, but you say okay. Free tertiary education for children of cocoa farmers. National security meets Mali officials over security matters. Stop dollarization of petroleum products. This is Mustafa Hamid, MPA boss, speaking. And the Kufuor commissions $1 billion mine in Upper East. Okay. Should I give you the scripture for the day?
Yes, please.
It's from the book of Luke,
Okay.
chapter 14, the verse number 28. And it reads, "For which of you, desiring to build a tower, does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it?"
Okay.
Think about it.
Wow.
For which of you, desiring to build a tower, does not first sit down and count the cost, whether he has enough to complete it?
Okay.
Okay, I can give you a classic example. We are refurbishing or whatever it is that we are doing to our stadia.
Yeah.
The last time we spoke to NSA boss, he says that when they finish, they will cost it and give it to Parliament.
Which is you're turning the thing upside down.
They can't give us the cost, but there's a budget that is running the project.
Wow.
This is Ghana.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Yeah, so we have the Herald newspaper here, and it says Chief of Staff's name, signature, others used in 3.7 million job scam. Wow. Next before court, Jubilee House boys walking free. Okay. Europe is finalizing preparations for a gold standard. We have Upper Disco Council claims a Kufuor statue after Muhammad jabs him. Okay. Jospon Group officials in Azerbaijan for UN Climate Change Conference.
Okay.
That's COP29. Austin Game cries for Ghana's economy as MPs haggle over seats. And the highlights of NDC MPP manifestos on transport is in the paper.
All right. Let me take you to the Republic Press. Akufo-Addo talks tough. Issues stern warning to troublemakers ahead of 2024 elections. Abetifi Hene vows to protect Kwewu amid rising chieftaincy disputes. Government boosts farmers' incomes as cocoa prices go up again. Kufuor tells Bagbin to take charge amid parliamentary deadlock. Gabi clashes with McDan over government role in business growth. Akoso Mo Dam spillage. I am disappointed appointed in Oponkroma, Chief of Bakba Awediwekome, speaking there.
All right. So we have a Daily Guide, and Daily Guide says, protect free SHS with your votes. Edu Chum is speaking as the Minister of Education. Resolve current impasse, Kufuor tells Bagbin. Mahama's economic record bad. This is Baumia speaking. Nana commissions flower pot interchange November 19th. And NDC election ploy exposed. So that's what the Daily Guide says.
The Inquisitor newspaper this morning says the Mo Ibrahim Index, judiciary autonomy declines, drops from 100% to 50%. Agojo punches Dampare, calls him incompetent, disruptive. You remember ACP Benjamin Agojo retired?
I remember
right?
him, Pa.
Yeah, so I think he's written a book about his experience, or whatever it is that he went through. So I want to believe this has been called out from the book. Yeah, 3,200 hands for electrochem salt harvesting at Adam. Iyoko boss out with new strategies to combat rising public sector fraud. COP29 chief executive caught promoting fossil fuel deals.
Whoa.
Supposed to be discussing climate change and how to mitigate the impacts.
Yeah, by cutting fossil fuels.
Exactly. Anyways, I'm sure the devil is in the detail, right?
All right. So the new publisher says, Africa must end dollar-based pricing of crude oil. This is the Africa Refiners President speaking. Kufuor speaks, come on, Bagbin, show leadership. There are no vacant seats in Parliament. Baumia gives free tertiary education to cocoa farmers' children. And we have Iyoko boss ups game to combat public sector fraud. And Cardinal Namdini pours first gold in Ghana.
Right.
All right, so that's the new publisher.
Okay, the Anchor newspaper this morning says Kufuor breaks silence on standoff in Parliament, says Speaker Bagbin holds key to solving controversy. Baumia woos CEOs in private sector, outlines 17-point plan to boost businesses. Mahama swerves Baumia at CEOs meeting. Dr. Apak unveils Mahama's reset plan to rescue basic education. And guess who made it to the front page? City FM and Channel 1 TV hands over 1.3 million Ghana cedi market, washroom facilities and borehole to new Bakba.
All right.
Yeah.
That story is really just a story of what people can do together when they come together. You know, spearheaded by good leadership. You know,
Yeah.
I love that.
We just had to put the call out there.
Yeah.
Ghanaians responded.
Yeah.
And
I want to also say that they responded because they trusted trusted the brand that we will do what we said we're trying to raise funds for.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
I so want to say thank you to all viewers of Channel 1 TV. Thank you to listeners of City FM for supporting this initiative. All the relief projects that we've done in the Volto region, the various constituencies that were affected by the dam spillage. Even also in some parts of the eastern region as well. We went all the way up north to support some victims of flooding and all that. So I want to say special thank you to our listeners on radio and of course our viewers on TV. There's no way we could have done this without you.
Absolutely.
And we are eternally grateful to you. So thank you so much. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, the Informer. Vacant seats controversy. Let me say it properly. Last days are dangerous. As if you don't see it, I was going to say last days are dangerous. It doesn't work well. Last days are dangerous. Kufuor tells Bagbin. All right, Kufuor warns desperate politicians. This is regarding election 2024. Vote for development. Nabo urges Gonjaland. And EU buys into Baumia's idea, balances gold reserves to shore up economies. We also have at the CEO's presidential gala, I'll build buoyant businesses, Baumia declares. We have combating terrorism in West Africa, Mali's Corporation Germain. And this is coming from Kandapa. And stop useless attacks on IGP Dampare, ACP Agojo told. Right, so that's the informer for you.
All right, I'll take you to the Daily Analyst. A number of stories making the front page this morning. Reject NPP's vote buy-in, skirt and blouse campaigns. John Mahama urges electorates. Government increases producer price of cocoa to 49,600 cedis per ton. Baumia outlines 12 ways he would expand educational opportunities for all Ghanaians. Ensuring safety of journalists, GJA president calls for intensified pressure on governments. Combating rising fraud in public sector, Iyoko boss unveils new strategies. And ADB congratulates 2024 National Best Farmer. Again, it should be Best National Farmer.
Yeah.
So that's it for the Daily Analyst.
So in the practice of English, the determiner of the statement, the adjective that does the final determination of the state, the meaning of the statement comes first.
Yeah.
So in this case, we're looking at national farmers, but that's not the final determinant.
Exactly.
The best is
Amongst
the final
the national farmers.
Among the national farmers is the determinant, and so it should come first. And so the best national farmer. All right. The Daily Democrat says Baumia's policies killing Ghanaians slowly. Ofusu Ampofo there. Mahama needs your votes to fulfill his promises. And Lordina Mahama speaking as the wife of the flag bearer. Free SHS is constitutionally mandated, not MPP's intervention. Professor Joshua Alabid speaking. But, well, I mean, the fact that it's constitutionally mandated doesn't mean that it cannot be driven by one person or by a group of people, right? Because there are many things that are constitutionally mandated that we are not practicing and we are not putting into place. You see, so anyway, MPP tax regime is anti-business, and so that's what the Democrat is saying.
All right, I'll wrap it up on my side with the BNFT Business and Financial Times. Our Greek Minister lauds FSRP Farmers' Day. Government plans early bond market re-entry. Echen Brimpong wins 1 million Ghana cedis, National Best Farmer Prize. Again, as we have explained, Best National Farmer. Insurance Hub prioritizes client-centered solutions, youth financial security. Japan Motors marks a milestone with launch of Geely vehicle brand. And then there's a feature on credit scoring system, how it works and its relevance. That's it for the Business and Financial Times.
All right. My final paper here is the Today newspaper, and it says Ghana's judicial impartiality suffers decline. Okay, it's a report. Chas advocates.
That's the Mo Ibrahim Index.
Yes, I believe that's what it is, yes. The story is on page 3 of the Today newspaper. We'll take a look at that briefly. But yes, you're right, it's the Mo Ibrahim Index. Chas advocates for dedicated funding for free SHS policy. And we have 70-year-old man crowned 2024, and I will correct it for them, Best National Farmer. By the way, it's not 70 years old man. Oh. It's 70-year-old man. Yeah. It's a descriptive. It's an adjective. 70-year-old is an adjective. So if you make it plural, it defeats the purpose. It's a singular man. So it's a 70-year-old man. Anyway, Charlie, I come to do English classes on show. Anyway.
I mean, you get that sometimes, so it's fine.
Anyway.
Yes, while I wait for you to
do
go
some online
I really want to hear what the former president has been saying on the impasse in Parliament regarding the vacancies.
Yes,
so Republic Press is reporting that Kufuor tells Bagbin to take charge amid parliamentary deadlock.
Okay.
Now, former President John Agyekum Kufuor has called on Speaker of Parliament Alban Sumana Bagbin to demonstrate strong leadership to resolve the ongoing parliamentary standoff over majority seating arrangements. Kufuor expressed disappointment at the situation, labeling it an embarrassing impasse that could tarnish Bagbin's distinguished career. The standoff originated from the Supreme Court's decision to stay Bagbin's ruling declaring 4 parliamentary seats vacant. The New Patriotic Party NPP disputes Bagbin's ruling, while the National Democratic Congress NDC supports it. As a result, the NDC claims majority status in the parliament. Currently, NDC MPs occupy seats previously reserved for the NPP majority, despite the Supreme Court's ruling. Now, in response, NPP MPs led by Alexander Afenyo-Markin have boycotted the chamber to avoid potential physical confrontations, effectively stalling proceedings. Kufuor emphasized Bagbin's crucial role in resolving the impasse, urging him to prioritize stability and decorum in the House. He warned that if left unchecked, the situation could damage Bagbin's reputation and undermine his contributions to Ghana's political landscape. Okay. Kufuor's concerns highlight the need for effective leadership to navigate Ghana's complex political landscape and maintain stability in the country. Well, it's good that respected voices are coming out on this matter.
Yeah.
But they should not be seen to be leaning towards one end. They should be seen to play a neutral role to ensure fair and balance in this matter. And please again, the 3 arms of government need to be sat down over this matter.
Yeah.
So voices like that of John Agyekum Kufuor, the former president, the Council of Elders, and all that, the National House of Chiefs, they should really intervene in this matter. But there's a possibility that this matter is settled today, because the Supreme Court is expected to pronounce judgment
Today.
on the case filed by the NPP leader, Afenyo-Markin, today. And so we are hoping that a final determination is made to the matter.
Okay.
And then when, of course, the House resumes or the recall is triggered by the majority or the NPP again, Mr. Bagbin will give a ruling on the court's ruling on where he stands. And then
but you see,
we'll know what to do.
Coming events cast their shadows, right?
Yeah.
So we've heard certain utterances. The Supreme Court should not interfere in parliamentary affairs. Parliament is a
law
unto itself.
A master of
its own rules. Which, of course, I mean, to a certain extent, yes, it's within a certain context. But Parliament is not outside the Constitution. It cannot function outside the Constitution of Ghana. So it cannot be a master of its own rules in that sense. So I'm wondering, if it goes against one side, will they take it?
Well, they should.
They have to.
By
they
law,
are obliged by law.
Exactly.
But like I said, casting, coming events cast their shadows. You begin to wonder. I mean, will they take it?
Well, we are waiting to see, and we would like to entreat you to stay with us here on Channel 1 Television. We will be live in the Supreme Court, and we'll bring you proceedings thereof, so we all get to know what the verdict is, what the court makes of the interpretation of Article 9, I think it's 97 1G and H. Yes, exactly. So we'll get to know what it says. The Constitution actually empowers the Supreme Court to give interpretation to the Constitution.
And there's no other body that's empowered empowered to do that. That's been mandated to do that.
So a provision in the Constitution is what the Supreme Court says it is. And so, hopefully we get that interpretation today. And then we all know where the chips will fall regarding this matter.
All right. So I have some headlines from channel1news.com as well as citynewsroom.com. I'm grateful to Ghanaians for making me president. Akufo-Addo speaking. Kpando Toko Ferry breakdown increases travel risks and costs for the locals. We have election 2024. Bawumia could secure victory if there is a runoff. This is a political historian speaking. And we have parents will soon beg to enroll their children in public schools, says Educhum. Interesting one there. Really? Okay.
Well, we're waiting to see the investments they are making in that particular sector. I'm sure it's just the spin of the how he has said it, right?
Yeah.
But I'm sure what he's trying to say is that they are going to make public schools so attractive
There are people
that
who
people
want their kids
want
to
their
be,
kids
to be there.
To be there. But
okay.
it all comes down to the issue of quality
Yeah.
vis-a-vis
Yeah.
the quantity.
Yeah.
So infrastructure development. And you know they've said that they are going to commission some 80 schools in 2 weeks' time. So yeah, we'll wait to see. I know why you're laughing, but it's okay. I refuse to comment on this laughter.
CityNewsroom.com says vacant seats case. Supreme Court to deliver verdict today. This is what I mentioned just a moment ago. Yeah. We have Asedu Nketia accuses House of Chiefs president for campaigning for MPP. We also have Baumia announces free kidney dialysis for all NHIS patients.
That's from December 1.
From December 1st. That's a brilliant intervention.
You know, they piloted it some months back.
Yes.
For patients, I think above 60 years, and those under 18 years. So yes.
No, I mean
we are all for it.
Hats off
we are
to
all for it.
The decision makers on that.
We just hope it won't be a 9-day wonder.
And we have to, again, find the way we do our funding so that it's well taken care of. Because it's quite expensive.
It is.
It's a heavy bill.
It's a heavy bill. You might not give a lot of mind to it, right? But take the number of sessions per person per week, and the cost per session. That's where you actually get and you see,
and then multiply by the number of people who have these challenges with kidney issues. Anyway, Nana, thank you very much for coming through.
David. Thank you too. Absolute pleasure.
You have a good day. Well, sports is next.
All right, let's get into some sports. I'm going to be starting with the Ghana Premier League. Asante Kotoko suffered their third straight loss in the Ghana Premier League after they fell 1-0 at Bichim United in their Week 10 encounter. Kofi Tompo's first half strike was the difference as Bichim pushed Kotoko down to the 6th place on the log on 15 points. Joining them on 15 points is Hearts of Oak, who got a slim 1-0 home win over Vision FC on Friday evening at the University of Ghana Stadium. Maoli Wayo's 50th minute goal turned out to be the winner for the Phobians, who won their second straight win in the weeks. Dreams FC won their first game of the season via a 1-0 victory against Mediama on Saturday. A second half penalty from Joseph Eso settled the tie to give Dreams their first 3 points on the new campaign, as they are now 17th on the table. In other results, there were wins for Samatex, Nations FC, Bichim United, Hearts of Lions, and Adriana Stars.
Absolutely. Now on Premier League on City News, Liverpool went 5 points clear of Manchester City at the top of the Premier League table after they beat Aston Villa 2-0 at Anfield on Saturday. Now Darwin Núñez put the Reds ahead in the first half before Mohamed Salah completed the win with a lovely solo effort on the break late in the game. The win sent Liverpool to 28 points while Manchester City stayed on 23 following their loss at Brighton. Now the champions were stunned 2-1 after Brighton came back from a goal down to win the game. Now Erling Haaland put Man City ahead in the first half, but João Pedro and Matt O'Reilly grabbed second half goals to leave Man City on 4 straight losses in all competitions. Now Ruud van Nistelrooy completed his interim Man United managerial spell with a 3-0 home win against Leicester City. Now, Bruno Fernandes opened the scoring with Victor Christensen's own goal, doubling the lead in the first half, and Alejandro Garnacho added a third from distance to seal the result for the Red Devils. Now, the biggest game of the round was between Chelsea and Arsenal at Stamford Bridge on Sunday, and it ended 1-1. Now, after a competitive but goalless first half, the match came alive in the second when Gabi Martinelli put Arsenal ahead after 60 minutes. Now, Pedro Neto brought Chelsea level 10 minutes later with a strike from range and that's how the contest ended. In other results, Ipswich stunned Tottenham 2-1 in North London to win their first Premier League game of the season and their first league win since 2002. Now, Newcastle came back to beat Nottingham Forest 3-1 at the City Ground, while there were wins for Wolves, Brentford, and Crystal Palace. And that's how we end sports for this morning. When we're back, I will be talking to my guests on the news review segment, and we'll be dealing with some of the issues that are making the headlines. You don't want to miss out on that. We'll be right back.
The Harvest Chapel International Overcomers Convention is here! It's a week of the word and demonstrations of God's love and power. Theme: Wisdom for Building the Church. And God's servants ministering are Prophet Eric Oku Parsley, Living Fountain Baptist Church, Bishop Ewisi Bookman, Rhema Calvary Center, and Dr. Michael Bwedi Nyamiche, Maker's House Chapel International. And it's hosted by Reverend Fitzgerald Odonko. Prepare your heart, soul, and mind, and let's meet at Tehillah Temple, Harvest Chapel International, South Tesano, from Tuesday 26th November to Sunday 1st December, 6 p.m. each night from Tuesday to Friday, and 9 a.m. on Sunday. Song ministrations will be by the Harvest Gospel Choir, and Wonyam and Calvis Hammond. Make time to be at the life-transforming Overcomers Convention 2024.
Look around. Your home also need a makeover. Oh, mine clearly does. So we went to Ashroom and found the Como collection. It had everything we're looking for and more. Matching furniture for the entire home, designed with you in mind.
Where's Como collection? Dressing up is just the breeze. Always ready with a perfect accessory.
A magic dressing mirror. One look and you're ready to face the world. Or at least the kids.
A bed perfect for young men who want
a table that turns into a treasure chest.
And finally, a sofa with this grand TV unit for family time at home.
Head over to any Ashphone store now and discover the new Como collection. Ashphone, feel it, know it.
John, Mama Wakwaba.
Yeah, so.
Alaji, Mama Wakwaba.
Yeah.
John, I had a bro, one.
I really am a gun and Tina Menamo, and then break a crane Mijano. Don't want to know my Masaba.
Alaji, I had a bro.
Yo, Medasi. Mwamonim, tamana ama wa hochire mo miana na meboaboa ne kakrakra. Na sese de my crowd say me pese me be ware no. Na me ko siesie no. Na me mane san gina ne na aso biom. No ye kra behwe.
Yo, abusuafo, yes sempa. Yo, Amagana. Wasumo.
Mentumi ensan nchi. Sho bread baby a wo de me fam yi. Amane hu. Debi. Mentumi biom. Forward ever, backwards never.
John, wo okwan ya wo de me very fast so. Ahokyere ekom dum so hwa me nana ni ya free SHS ya ba ya ko mo anya school anko e da hwe ya o ma yefe
ase o ma se sambe she obo sa ahomache tu okro kokra meko band na makwa akoyi sika e de abra magana na maboni dwetire ama na starting kokon ketenkete
Akunta, you are still incompetent. 2% outside the Mammy Abrabo, a 2 chacha to say aviator. There be a muscle.
Aladdin has also promised us jobs through digitalization. A Jimambe Busu saying.
Alaji dear, Metanasua, Nemasore, a Miribia Mecania Besano, which me talk and near light when you phone so, a mammy, baby, or Nambia. You are Madonna, and Yamin Mawari amount. Alaji ni, Jones ni, where choose you.
No Ababa said. Eye Alaji number 1.
Alaji number one.
Esuro. All right, welcome back. It's time for us to get into the news review segment. Now, this segment is interactive, and so we do want to hear from you throughout the conversations that we'll be having here on air. Now, the WhatsApp line is 0204-447-033. So engage with us, share your thoughts with us on the various conversations that we'll be having, and so on and so forth. We also have a hashtag Breakfast Daily, hashtag citynewsroom.com. Sorry, hashtag citynewsroom, hashtag Breakfast Daily. You can use that to also engage with us as we are streaming on different platforms, and if you happen to comment on that, share your thoughts, add the hashtag Breakfast Daily, and we'll read it out here on air. All right, so some of the conversations we'll be looking at this morning, we're looking at the Akufo-Addo statue. It's brought a lot of angst, and especially in Sekondi Takoradi, residents are fuming over the project and asking for its removal. So we'll be delving into that. Parliamentary impasse. The Speaker adjourns the House indefinitely again, and this happened before the weekend. And so we'll be looking at that story as well. And of course, we know that the Supreme Court is making a declaration today, a ruling today. So we wait to hear from that. But I will add it to the conversation that we're having. And the 2024 general elections, Baumia has announced free dialysis treatment from December 1, right? And so the comments on this, I'll be eliciting them from my guest this morning. So do share your thoughts with us also as we delve into the conversations. I've been joined on the set this morning by Ibrahim J. He is Assistant Secretary at the Office of the Presidency. We're also expecting Victor Adawudu shortly from the NDC. Yes. Ibrahim,
good morning.
How are you?
Very well.
Super. It's good to have you here.
Likewise. It's always a privilege and an honor to grace your set.
You had a good weekend?
I had a very good weekend.
Okay, that's good.
A lot involved, lots to do. And it was well occupied, let me put it that way.
Yeah.
And we're building a lot of successes. The weekend was in Elejokuku.
Okay.
Campaigning with Honorable Dr. Okoboy. So in terms of the zones we were going, the polling stations that we were visiting, and the appreciation that we were getting, the feedback we were getting.
Yeah.
It's always uplifting on two fronts. One, when people tell you the marvelous things that Dr. Okobo and the MPP, Dr. Baumi are doing, and then two, their concerns. So you don't get complacent, so that you continue to add value. And so the engagements we had over the weekend encouraged me that God willing, inshallah, will take the seat and will take the presidency. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's get right into the stories now. I want to take the story from channel1news.com. Sekondi Takoradi residents call for removal of Akufo-Addo's statue. Now, the residents of Sekondi Takoradi have expressed their disapproval and surprise over the erection of a statue of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo outside Efiankwanta Regional Hospital, reportedly in recognition of his contributions to the Western region. Several residents, speaking with Channel 1 TV, argued that the statue is undeserved, citing numerous uncompleted projects in the region, including the Takoradi Market Circle, the PTC roundabout, the 3-tier interchange, and the dualization of the Sekondi Takoradi Road. Now, they expressed frustration over stalled projects, some of which they noted have been delayed due to IMF negotiations. The statue appeared just after President Akufo-Addo's thank you tour on November 6th, sparking a backlash from residents who felt it was premature and unjustified. Now, Echo George from New Takoradi remarked, the statue here is shameful. It should have been done in his hometown. He hasn't achieved enough in Takoradi to deserve this honor. We will bring it down if we have to. Another resident, Emmanuel DeWise, added, President Akufo-Addo hasn't reached the level for this kind of honor. Compared to past presidents' contributions here, this is undeserved. Alex Kobner, a Sekondi Takoradi local, commented on the unusual timing, stating no sitting president should be erecting their own statue. It should be reserved for leaders who have left a lasting impact. We're ready to try Mahama again. Kweku Yawa voiced his frustration, saying Akufo-Addo hasn't done anything tangible here. The statue should be removed. Even the road to the hospital isn't complete. Nana Dinkra from Takoradi echoed these sentiments, suggesting it would be more fitting to honor a local leader or wait until the projects in the region were completed. Right, before I listen to my guest this morning, let me introduce to us Victor Kojoga Adawudu. He's a member of the NDC Legal and Communications team. Victor, how are you?
I'm fine.
Yeah?
It's a pleasure.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Right. Good weekend?
Oh, yes, by all standards.
Yeah?
Yes.
Wonderful.
We always look forward to a good day. This is the day the Lord has made.
Amen.
So we should always rejoice
Amen.
in it.
Amen.
In spite of all the hardship, you just have to look at the brighter side of life
All
and
right.
move on. Yeah.
Okay, let me start with Ibrahim. So, a statue has been erected. I'm not sure if I've seen any reports that suggest it came from the presidency, but the statue has been erected and it's an effigy of the sitting president. It sort of left a bit of a bad taste in some people's mouths, considering that he is a sitting president, and usually, or I should say typically, effigies are, monuments are erected in honor of people, who have maybe, should I say, after their time in office, and that's what's typical. It doesn't mean we should always do what's typical, but I'm just saying that usually that's what happens, and somehow in the different discussions that have come up with our news reportage, various people were commenting and saying different things, and this was one of them that they commented on. I don't know what your understanding of what's going on is exactly.
Okay. Well, David, firstly, thank you very much. A good morning once again into Victor. A very good morning. First and foremost, I think you were right. I know you were right when you said that it did not, per your information, come from the presidency. It did not. Emphatically, categorically, without any iota of doubt. This appreciation of President Nana Akufo-Addo came from the Western region themselves. And so I want us to establish that fact.
Okay.
To help us shape and inform the, let's say, if not debate, the contributions that we're going to make on this platform.
Okay.
You cannot in any way somehow legislate that people should not appreciate your good works.
Okay.
You cannot.
Okay.
It's like, I remember when Obasanjo came here, 2003 or 4 thereabouts, I can't remember the exact year. And the highway was named after him, near Kalkudi.
Yes.
George Bush Highway, the same,
was
named after him during their lifetimes. Okay? You've had instances where institutions are named after sitting presidents.
Okay.
Am I right? I'm just across board. Across board.
Would you have examples?
I'll give one in a minute.
Okay.
When the populace, a community, an institution, out of their own volition, decide to appreciate somebody, let's frame it in that context.
Okay.
And then I think it helps us.
Okay.
Because can you imagine somebody does something to appreciate you, David? You say, oh, I mean, person small. I mean, one, you are slighting that, that person.
Yeah.
You take it in good faith and just say, oh, thank you very much. You know, to be acknowledged for your good works is something that I think should motivate all of us. You can just look at, for example, what has been done in terms of the rehabilitation of the hospital. Okay, these are all things that the Western Region leadership saw fit to do what? Honor President Akufo-Addo. And it's not for him to say, I don't want this. School enrollment, for example, in 2016 was 113,696. I'm talking at the senior high school level.
Okay.
Yeah, from the Ghana Statistical Service, so you can Google and get it. 2023, same region, same people. Now school enrollment shoots up from 113,696 to 141,919. Nearly 142,000.
Okay.
Over 35,000 more young men and women have been given an opportunity to do what? Become something of themselves, to create career paths. These are all the things that add value or inform the Western Region leadership for honoring Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo with the statue. Personally, I see nothing wrong with it. Now I'll explain to you why.
Okay.
If, for example, you had an institution wanting to honor Nick Amatefu, Samuel Kamensa, here. Now these are gurus within the broadcast media. These are the Inky fraternity or the digital fraternity, we can call it these days. Why should anybody somehow say that is wrong? If indeed what they've done to reshape Ghana's media landscape, add value, give us a voice so that our opinions are heard, not just in Ghana, but again, across the continent. I'm talking Channel 1 because you're on the DSTV platform, am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that kind of, how can I say, value addition can rightly be recognized. And it's not for other media houses, especially when you have not commissioned that reward or accolades. Oh no, we don't like this. Why? Do some and get some.
Okay.
You know, across board, every single industry, when you look at in terms of the way in which we've impacted growth within the Western region, you know, I mean, that is where that is the ground zero for our oil. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. See how Western region from 2017 to now, unless you have not been there, then don't comment. But if you've been there and you can see how lives have been transformed. What happened, I remember 2017, not 2017, sorry, from around 2013 thereabouts, you started seeing property rates in Takoradi specifically appreciating to the point that people were in fact complaining. It is a consequence of economic growth fueled by the oil, discovery of oil. Why should anybody in any way, shape or form poo-poo that? You saw employment increasing, infrastructure development increasing, the railway lines being developed there, energy, real incomes increasing within the Takoradi metropolis precisely because of what? The influx of economic activity, which had been, of course, what? Engineered by the discovery of oil. And who engineered the oil discovery? NPP under President Kufuor. Let's put things where they belong. Let's give credit where they belong. And that value chain of Takoradi's economic resurgence within the Western region as a whole, I'm using Takoradi as my focal point, but within the region, that growth has then been channeled into rehabilitating the hospital, principally, the educational sector, whether it's STEM, TVET, you know, making sure that when we had what we called teacher training colleges, which are now university colleges, because you saw that transformation of that educational sector.
Yeah.
And so across every indice, and again, I urge our viewers just to go online and check, you know, Ghana Statistical Service, and you'll see that all of these trends, the development under the leadership of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, the President David, we cannot in any way, shape or form somehow tell the leadership that their appreciation of him in this way is misplaced.
So I think a lot of people probably felt that maybe the president himself commissioned this statue.
He did
so
not.
that's probably where it's coming from. But I'm also wondering the optics of it, you know, because it's sitting right in an uncompleted, underdeveloped roundabout, you know. The road network there hasn't been completed and all of that. So I'm also wondering that even if it was the Western regional leadership, was it the right time, you know? Because again, it's all about the optics really at the end of the day.
I agree. And that one I'll be 100% straight with you. I agree with you in terms of the optics. Everything is the lens through which you see it. Am I right? But then I go back to what my earlier submission. President Akufo-Addo did not commission this. He did not ask for it. There's no knowledge, you know, in that when you come here, we're going to do X, Y, Z, you know. And so, how do you then tell people, I mean, can you imagine the optics then? In terms of somehow you insulted somebody or a block of leadership. But I said to you, I agree with you. I'm not being. This is
I know.
But understand. That's why I gave the example. We honor you, David, for X, Y, Z. We, myself and Victor. And because maybe the timing is not right, you then malign me and Victor's genuine efforts to appreciate you. How would we feel towards you then?
Yeah.
So you're right. There are optics to be considered, but because the president did not commission it, how can he then refuse? Are you following me?
Okay.
Yes.
I understand that. I'm just wondering if he couldn't have said to them, listen, why don't we finish up the road and then we can put it up or something like that.
Then you're looking about that kind of forewarned information.
Anyway.
Are you following me?
Anyway.
And something that's been done and then you want to, it's a rock and a hard place.
Yeah. All right.
You know, but I'm sure that the Western region, when they see the multitude of where they were, when I say we were in 2016 and where we are now, Western region economy, employment, infrastructure development, you know, natural resources being properly exploited and adding value not only to the Western region's economy, but the economy as a whole, then you can understand why they wish to honor the president.
Thank you very much. Victor, so the residents, which our correspondent, Ekosi Animeje, I imagine, you know, we spoke to quite randomly, at least 4 or 5 of them on the record, mentioned a number of different things. So, mentioned the uncompleted projects, including Takoradi Market Circle, the PTC roundabout, and the 3-tier interchange that's happening there. Also, the dualization of the Secondary Takoradi Road. Ibrahim gave us some projects that have been done and completed there, but there seems to be quite a lot that's also been left undone, and this seems to be provoking the angst that we are feeling from the people down there. I don't know what you see regarding this.
I think rightly so. The residents, like we've said, must be angry. It is shameful. Look,
that's strong?
Oh yes, it is shameful. In a sense that when the people are reeling under pressure, hardship, hunger, and they want their roads even to get to the hospital, where they run about Ifea Kwanta, that's the hospital. It's not being done. But the priority is to put a statute. You see?
So who would you blame for this?
That is a government property. The runabout, who controls it? Is it not the Secondary Takrady Metropolitan?
Yes,
it is all at hand.
the ones. Yeah.
Are they not government appointees, the municipal, the Metro Chief Executive, and even the regional minister? So there is no way a private citizen, as he wants to say that it is the party leadership. Is it the party leadership or the appointees that decided that we want to put this statute? Look, no private citizen can have access to this runabout. Let's put it on point. No private citizen, if you don't have the power from government that you have control over this, you cannot go and do this one.
Fair enough.
If that is it, then people would be, because they like maybe cements, he's done well, let's go and put a statute for cements at Cycle, the runabout. You can't do that. It is not possible. Right? Private citizens cannot do that. So government should not be running away and say that it is without their knowledge.
No, but
right.
Without the knowledge of the presidency.
Of the president.
Yes. Of the presidency.
Right. So whilst they are doing this, right, the presidency was not aware. But the president had to go there and commission it.
No, I
Principally,
think
he didn't go there.
I think I think he went to commission something else. Then after he left, because the story says that after he left, this was then erected.
Yes, but this is in front of the hospital.
Why?
Yes.
Principally,
Now,
why he went.
now,
I'll allow you
now.
to finish, but be truthful to what the narrative.
That's so. If he hasn't,
he did not go there for that, Victor. Let's be honest.
Yes, but the statute in the history of this country, you see, there is no president during his lifetime went and had a bust, a statute for himself. I said this. Yes, the president may have done some work, right, for this country, but it is not like a self-praising yourself or self-aggrandizement. You get there and say that this. Look, it is unfortunate to say that this president we have, His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, right, moved from being a Democrat and now he's becoming a dictator.
How so?
I'll give you reasons why. I'll give you reasons why it is so. You see, let me take this one, then I'll come to that. When Ibrahim was saying that roads, highways have been named after prominent people, Obasanjo, George Bush, even the late President Mills, they named the highway after him. Komla Dumo, they named the street before him. Nobody is saying that don't name street, right, after any president or any. But to the extent that, so you are just comparing oranges and apples. This is highway, this is road. Nobody will have raised an eyebrow or have said anything if it was a highway that was named after the president. Nobody had issue with it. Even when John Kuma, Dr. John Kuma, may so rest in peace, when he was the chief executive for the NIP, he built a center. It was named after the president. Wasn't it named after the president? Nobody had issues with it. Nobody had issues with it. Even the communication minister, Esla, she built a place and named it after her mother.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Named it after her mother. All the states, the reason why people are looking at it that, so this, did the state's money go into it? When you say you want to protect the state's coffers, did we have states money going into this, or it's come from private people? That's the question we are asking. That's why the people are looking at it that, look, when you say we don't have money, things are difficult for us. This is what you think you can use the money to do without completing the project, even the road to the hospital. When dust, everything is coming into the hospital. Look at the roundabout. Look at the hospital. This is why the people are complaining. Two, if we are saying that this statute, nobody says that, look, the purpose of raising a statue or building a statue is to remember the good works. So that people will emulate what somebody has achieved, what somebody has done for his community or has done for his nation, right? So it is not per se to say that the statue that will be raised in memory of somebody or once he's alive, right? It's not the timing, it's wrong. Look, the projects the PTC ran about, they have said that always World Bank has suspended. You've gone to World Bank. All the governments have gone to World Bank before. Haven't they finished their projects? How many of the governments went to World Bank and at the end of the day, citizens need to have haircuts because it's a World Bank condition? How many of the governments? We've been to World Bank 17 or 18 times. When did we hear that we've gone to World Bank and we had to do haircut? And unfortunately, one of the prominent citizens, he complained last year, Dr. Ajekun, he passed. Because all his expectation, money he had, everything is gone. You see, when you look at the Western region, everybody was happy when the oil was found. Things were booming. But as it is today, it is not. Almost all the oil companies are moving from Takoradi to Cote d'Ivoire. Almost all of them, the companies. Our oil, the level of oil is dipping. It's dipping.
What do you mean it's dipping?
What we used to, what we used to.
So we're not churning out as many.
No, we are not churning out
as
many barrels as we used to.
Really?
Yes, and there's no much investment into the oil. I'm a student. I just finished my energy law, right? So when I'm saying I won't come here and spew anything,
then back it up with facts. You can't just make a statement.
Oh yes, I'll back it in facts.
Yes.
Even any Envitor. While we had that issue, which I believe that the investors felt that their hands were being twisted, and the court had even also issued a warrant against the Vitor, they had to relocate to Cote d'Ivoire. That tells you how the oil. The only good thing, I think the good thing is that for us now, I think Springfield has found a new world. While they said they should appraise the Afina. The Afina that they have been appraised, that we are praying that, look, the way things used to be, it will bounce back. So if we are talking about the statue, naming of road and the rest, that is, you see, when he always talks about the free HSS enrollment, nobody says that enrollment should go down. It is nobody's wish. But you see, the free HSS, it is government's money. It's not somebody's personal money he used in doing it. That is why everybody says, yes, it is one of the good policies, but its implementation has problems. And whilst there are problems to its implementation, we'll have to fine-tune it. We fine-tune it, and somebody says that, no, there should be legislation to protect my policy. There should be this. It is government policy. Government money that is being used for it.
Okay.
Are you getting? So once we go on with all this, I think that the people are right? They are not happy. Nobody is saying that your status should not be raised for any leader who has done so much for the country or his community. But the timing and putting this there is what the people are angry about. PTC has been there, the runabout, the dualization of the road. It dust when you go to using that secondary road, Takoradi secondary road, it's always dusty. The road has not been done. And this is what the people are complaining of.
The point I was making, David, just 30 seconds. Victor, frame your response within the context of the reality. The reality is this. You're saying that President Akufo-Addo, by implication, should not have done this. He did not do it. I want the viewers to understand. No, Victor, let's be fair. I'm coming.
When he said it, government money did not go into
issue.
that.
You're looking at economic growth within the region. Just now you said that oil production is down. Give me the data, and then we can discuss it. Because you started, give me the data. I'm coming. And then you're saying that
we need to go for a break.
It's an appreciation of the total development of the region.
Fair enough.
That's why he was there, not to commission the statute.
Have you committed public funds into that?
Please hold on.
Or private funds?
Please hold on for me.
I'll ask. Let me answer him directly.
No, we'll take a quick break and then we'll come back. But before we take the break, let me just read this quickly. There's a story on graphic.com.gh. It's declining. It says here, this 15th October 2024, declining crude oil production in Ghana, PIAC to meet over needed solutions. And I'll just go straight to the part which I'm interested in. It says here, total crude production from Ghana's 3 producing fields has declined since 2019, when they produced more than 71.4 million barrels of crude oil, representing peak volumes since commercial production started in Ghana. Since then, production has been on a downward trend, with 66.9 million barrels being produced in 2020, 55.1 barrels in 2021, and production further declined to 51.7 million barrels in 2022 and 48.25 million barrels in 2023, says the PIAC report. We'll take a quick break. When I'm back, I'll get my comments from my guest here. Ibrahim is itching to comment. We'll be right back.
In a fast-growing urban environment like Accra, you might think that your CCTV or electric fence would prevent crime. Hear the real stories from those who now feel safe like never before with Response 1.
We had CCTV and electric fence. We thought we were safe. But when the robbers came in, they cut our fence and they didn't care. I was terrified for my baby's life. The CCTV recorded everything. But Response 1 monitored alarm system, which is connected to our electric fence, that saved us. The swift response from the alarm system triggered a signal instantly. They dispatched their response team immediately. We now feel safe. Now we truly feel protected.
Don't wait for tragedy to strike. Protect your home with Response 1's monitored alarm system and our theft protection guarantee. Immediate response, real protection. Response 1. Stay connected. Stay protected.
Facility Pro Management Services Limited, the most outstanding facility management company in Africa. We have over 12 years experience in professional facility management services such as cleaning, fumigation, and pest control to landscaping, post-construction cleanings, and electronic security installations. With highly trained personnel, exceptional customer service, and operations in all 16 regions of Ghana, we offer you value for money always. Facility Pro, trusted by top brands like Scania West Africa, Orca Deco, Robert Bosch Ghana, National Communications Authority, First National Bank, Consolidated Bank Ghana, Zenith Bank, Brain Hill International School, Villac International School, just to mention a few. Let us maintain the value of your property. Facility Pro, maintaining the value of your property.
As for this year's elections, dear, I want my candidate to be number 1 on the ballot paper. When no one will tell.
Minia, in a dream or what? Everyone knows the number 1 spot is reserved for EC's favorite candidate. Number 1 on the EC for now,
Oh, how? I thought there's some procedure for balloting.
Hey, look, it's the man from EC. Let's ask him before he leaves. Okay.
Hey, what people again? Tell me, what would you like to know?
Abego, how then they position the candidates for the ballot paper stop? We were just discussing how the EC chooses who gets the number 1 spot on the ballot paper.
EC chooses?
Yes, it's not fine.
My brother, don't believe everything you hear. Let me tell you how the balloting process is done.
Okay.
There are 2 rounds of balloting. First, they ballot to decide the order in which candidates will pick in the final balloting.
Oh, okay.
Then in that order, they pick again to determine their position on the ballot paper.
Really?
What is here? The process is very transparent. The Electoral Commission does not have a favorite candidate. Hey, America, they don't have a horse in the race. And so they do not manipulate the balloting process.
just saying way enya adi o man fix it dada. It is not fixed at all.
Now I understand. So all these stories about easy choosing
They are all just misconceptions.
Oh,
no Caribbean him do not fall for such talk. Memo be who will say who any so. The Electoral Commission strives for fairness in every step of the process.
We won't fall for the lies again.
Ghana for remember the balloting process no it be finchim, it be transparent. All will be done in the full glare of the candidates, the party agents, and the media people serve day to day there. No secret for anywhere, no libi labalaba. Hey, play.
Ghana wasundrepa memfa jantumu.
All right, welcome back. It's still the news review segment, and you can communicate with us. You can share your thoughts with us. This message came in here. It says, "Greetings. What at all is wrong with our MPP government? What is this? Very shameful and disgusting. Statue at this time when you the very people have destroyed the country." Okay, this is coming from Anani in Ablekuma. All right, so keep the thoughts coming through. But just a bit of context here. I think this might interest you.
Okay.
So Upper Disco, this is the Herald newspaper carrying this story. Upper Disco Traditional Council claims a Kufuor's statue after Mahama's jabs. So, and the printing is not very clear, but I'll read what I can. Upper Disco Traditional Council has claimed ownership of the controversial statue in honor of President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo at the 86-year-old Efian Kwanta Regional Hospital roundabout in Takoradi in the Western region. Now, the name here is not clear, but I see it shows up here again. Brimpong Nana Ahima Dechi, I think it's the 14th. Said he hasn't heard any public disagreement over the statue. Now, he also says that it cost them 30,000 Ghana cedis to erect the statue, and he says that it was the willing contribution by the traditional council that they put money together and put up. Anyway, so you're going to make a comment.
Thank you. That supports what I mentioned earlier. That let's frame this discussion within the context of the data or the reality. I won't repeat myself because I think the viewers on Channel 1 know exactly what I said. That, and you asked me about optics, did you not, David? And I said to you, I agree with you, but you cannot, the individual, you cannot legislate that you don't, recognize me in any way, shape or form. That's why I gave the examples of the roads. You may say it's apples and pears, but the fundamental issue is appreciation or acknowledgement of something, which is now manifests within being named after a road or an institution, a hospital block, a department, or in this case, the erection of a statue. So thank you for that intervention. It supports exactly what I said. This has nothing to do with the president. Nothing to do with the president. Now on the issue of the oil, and I wanted Victor to give me some data, and you've given me some data, am I right? That within the Western region, oil production has been dipping.
Yes.
What happened?
From the three
And you
fields.
started from when? 2019?
Yes.
Good. 2020, what happened? COVID. What happened in COVID? People stopped traveling worldwide. And what happened? There was a reduction in oil demand. Okay. And the Shell CEO, one of the largest oil production companies, the CEO is called Ben Van Beurden. Spelled B-E-U-R-D-E-N, for those who want to fact check what I'm saying. In 2020, he declared that the world oil demand may have passed its peak and may never recover, saying that demand will take time. Now, and I mentioned reasons why. COVID meant that the whole world practically stopped traveling. And then you had two of the major members of OPEC Plus group, not just OPEC, OPEC Plus group, which is Russia and Saudi Arabia. And they got into a supply war, flooding the market with oil. Okay, whether it's AGO, whether it's PMS, HFOs, heavy fuel oils, petroleum products were flooded in the market. This is 2020, 2021. To the point that West Texas crude oil, the value of that a barrel was $0. Is there? West Texas crude oil price, like you have Brent crude price, was $0. I'm coming, Victor. I won't belabor too much because this is not why we're here to discuss. But you made a point, and I want to fact check you and correct you. So, if indeed, because what happened was there was a glut. We are producing oil, all right, worldwide, but there's nowhere to put it. It came to a point where storing the oil was more than the oil itself, because storage attracts a cost component.
Okay.
So West Texas zero. So do you think Ghana was somehow immune? Had we somehow ring-fenced us from the global reality? There's a world demand glut, and you expect Ghana to somehow say, no, let's continue producing when nobody's buying. So understand the context in which oil production dipped, and we're still facing the after effects of it.
All right, okay. Fair enough. I think we can make progress from here. Let's get into the next story, the next conversation. We're looking at parliamentary impasse. Speaker adjourns House indefinitely again. Now, let me read this story for you. Again on channel1news.com. Bagbin adjourns Parliament indefinitely after MPP caucus boycott recall. Now, Speaker of Parliament Aban Bagbin has indefinitely adjourned the House due to the absence of a prepared agenda following the failure of the Business Committee to meet and set issues for deliberation. Now, the session, initially triggered by a recall request from the Majority Caucus, was anticipated to tackle pressing legislative matters. However, with no appearance from the majority MPs in the chamber, Speaker Bagbin voiced disappointment, noting that their absence prevented the Business Committee from forming an agenda. In his remarks, Bagbin explained that without an order paper, the House lacked a structured agenda to proceed. All right, and let me just come to you straight with that one, Victor. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Kweku. As a student of parliamentary proceedings and the rest, you see, you have requested for a meeting. Now the meeting, the request has been admitted. And when it was time, they said 10 o'clock, it was time, and you were not in the chamber. You were in the meeting, the caucus meeting. I think the right thing that should have been done was to inform the speaker that we are in a caucus meeting, or even send some of your leadership to inform them. That was not done. I'm sure that this is as of the remote causes or the bad bluff, the bad bluff between the speaker and some of the caucuses, maybe the majority caucus, right? The MPP caucus, that. But you see, in spite of all this, that's what I've always been saying. The argument that is being made, the speaker said, I'm going in accordance with parliamentary proceedings. Before Parliament sits, there should be an order paper. Pre the sitting, there should be a business meeting where they go to conclave and they discuss. This was not done, right? And as this was not done, and I heard the MP for Ifutu Afenyo Markins, the leader of the MP, saying that it was an extraordinary meeting. An extraordinary meeting, you don't need to have a business meeting to have the order. But that has not been the case. Because if you check almost all the meetings that they have requested, there's nothing like extraordinary meeting. Extraordinary meeting, it's about companies. That is now being imported. Once you call for a meeting, it is a parliamentary sitting. It's a meeting. You must follow. So that's where the speaker says that I have not received there has not been any business meeting. There is no order paper to read. And if there's no other paper, we cannot do any business. I believe that if the MPP group was in parliament and they are taking their seats, they could have, on point of information, give the speaker that, Mr. Speaker, once it has been admitted, the reasons why we have called for this meeting are this, and it has been admitted. So we presumed or assumed that once it has been admitted for those issues to be discussed, those issues should be deemed to be the other paper. This is a simple matter that could have been done. But because of the bad blood between the speaker and the MPP group, right? I think that they wanted to call off the bluff of the Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker had nothing to do than to adjourn the matter. It is at his discretion to adjourn the matter indefinitely or adjourn the matter to the next day. Or adjourn the matter to any other time.
But is it not true that to adjourn indefinitely, you must speak with the leadership of Parliament? To adjourn indefinitely?
Yes. With the
leadership of Parliament?
With leadership of Parliament.
Yes. Did he do that though?
No. So if he didn't do that, and he has adjourned, can't the leadership go back and say, yes, and meet with him and say, Mr. Speaker, we think on this note there was a slip. You should have done A, B, C, D.
Okay.
But you see, when after that you come and you spew negative, you say things about the speaker, right? And you say you are not a member of parliament. So even if you are not a member of parliament, we are members of parliament. And the kind of things that are said in the media. And at the end of the day, you say you are going back to the same person to have consultation with it. It will not work. Okay. I have stated here, and I'll state it again. Don't we have statesmen? Don't we have elders in this country? What surprises me is, in spite of all, even if the speaker has accused the Chief Justice and the President, executive, to weaken Parliament, the President still continued to be the President. Has he said, it has come to my attention what is happening? I think that we need solution to this. Than saying that Supreme Court has spoken. The executive have waited in the Attorney General. Supreme Court has spoken. If you don't obey, we will go for contempt or we will issue a criminal proceeding against you for high crime. Will that solve the problem? It will not solve. And how can you then go ahead and cite the speaker? Because the speaker has not disobeyed any order. Were the 4 MPs, were they in the chamber and he said, Masha, walk them out? No, he has not done anything. But you see, what they are getting is that the speaker should formally communicate and say that I have received the proceedings from communication from the court, and the court says this. It is his choice. He has been injuncted. It is his choice to say, this is what I have received. Based on ABCD, I will do ABCD. Okay. Right? Yes. But if you always sit behind and you say you are bringing some people, you see, when we are talking about elders, it should not be people who, yes, they may be politically tainted, but you see, you could bring all of them together.
Across board,
respected across board. Bring these elders who can sit down and bring in Mr. Speaker, bring in the other leadership and say, look, this is Ghana for us. This is what is happening. And this is the way we should resolve it. But if the other institution, everybody thinks that they have power and they will exert that power, I don't think we will make a headway.
Okay, well, you see on the screen there, Honorable Atacha in very hearty engagements and with Roxana Dafia Mepo and other NDC MPs. So and, for me, I think it's the spirit within which we should, relate to each other rather than this adversarial, positioning that we take Oftentimes.
No,
Anyway.
before even that, look, even I can tell you in court, when we went to court, the day when Tajosori was to argue, we went there together, we were chatting. He didn't see anything. Even some of the senators would say, some of the things being said by Tajos, he didn't say it well. Some of the things said by Attorney General was not in tune or accord with our ethics. You know, at the back, we all are the same people. So I don't see the reason why. I feel that, look, we should allow maturity.
Okay.
We should allow the cool heads, and let's have the statesmen in this country.
All right, thank you.
David.
Yes.
Thank you. October 18th, the Supreme Court declared or issued a stay of execution on the Speaker's announcement of vacating the 4 seats. Am I right? Now, Victor is saying that it's the Speaker that has been injuncted. I beg to differ. It is not Alban Bagbing, Honorable, that was injuncted. The Speaker, the office. So it's not within his remit to say, well, I'll do it or I won't do it. You don't have a choice. Otherwise, Ghana can then become an ungovernable country. If a court, no less a Supreme Court, tells you to do something, you say, well, it's the office that has been injuncted. Because the name on the order is not necessarily Alban Bagbin. I'm coming, Victor, in isolation. They refer to the office, the Speaker. So what happened last week or so? You're right, yes, they were in a caucus meeting. So when the Speaker sees some 40 members, MPs, honorables, all of them, sitting on the majority side, given that the Supreme Court has given you and your office an order, David, you say that we should have more mature minds and the elders. Alban Bagbin is both mature and of the elderly, let's say...
fraternity.
Yeah, fraternity. I'm coming, Victor. I kept quiet. All you have to do, order, I'm talking Alban Bagbin, the Speaker, MPs, NDC, please, you're on the wrong side. Go and sit where you should be, because the issue has not been determined. Well, it'll be determined today, inshallah. I mean, that's where the immaturity, let me rephrase, where the lack of leadership, let me be fair, the lack of leadership by Honorable Alban Bagbin, the Speaker, failed to materialize last week. You've been given an order. You see that some members of Parliament or NDC are contravening that order, and you keep quiet. That is the basis of, let's say, a wrong turn, because you are subservient to the law. I'm talking Honorable Alban Bagbin, Victor, David, me, myself, Ibrahim Ajay, we're all subservient. When the law says do this, do that.
Okay.
Now then you say that there's an absence of a prepared agenda, the business committee cannot meet. Yes, they are all correct, but do the right thing and make sure. No, Victor, I beg you.
No, but the Speaker doesn't determine where people sit.
Oh, really?
Oh, yes.
Well, the Speaker actually said that. The Speaker actually said that it is convention and that's not necessarily rule, but convention. But we also know that convention eventually becomes rule.
If a member of Parliament,
practice it long
if
enough,
a member of Parliament
the way it
goes
is.
and sits at the Deputy Speaker's desk, or the clerks who handle the Hansard, or even indeed pulls a chair next to the Speaker. Are you telling me that the Speaker will not instruct the marshals to do the needful?
No, but in all fairness, we have where the MP sits. There's a left and there's a right.
Yes, I'm coming. And the left and the right.
Were they in the chamber
I'm coming.
that somebody has taken my seat?
I'm coming. There's a left and a right.
We have a minute.
And the left and the right denote majority and majority. A minority, am I right? Unless we say it's free for all. If now we want to somehow shift the goalpost. No, Victor, let's understand something. Let us be fair to the issues on the ground. The left and the right says that majority sits one place and minority sits another. When you're having a football game, the referee knows at the start of the game who is on which side of the pitch, and at halftime who is on the other side. You cannot say it was by convention that you, Hearts or Kotoko, Liverpool or Chelsea can mix. It doesn't happen.
So
it
if you
allows
move
for
to
this
the
order.
other side of the pitch, what does the referee has to do? He has to say that no, you are not supposed to be at this part of the pitch.
Good.
Where the people there to say that this is where we are supposed to be. And we have seen
So
that
you see what Victor's point.
Had there been any issue raised?
If they had been in parliament,
it's just like two of your
but
children
the Supreme
are
Court has given you guidelines. Yes, October 18th.
The Supreme Court said this person should sit on the right.
Your decisions. No,
Supreme Court
you see,
decision
when you
didn't
do
say
this,
that.
the viewers don't like it, and I'll tell you why.
No,
they're discerning.
No, you see,
Channel 1 viewers are discerning. They know what is right and wrong. So don't say somehow to accommodate an illegality. You're a policeman. If I'm going past the speed limit, your job is to stop me and say, Ibrahim J.
Exactly.
Yes. Don't say, well, Ibrahim J, you know, it's a convention that people can do 80 miles. So you continue. That is a recipe for disaster.
Okay, gentlemen,
anyway,
we've run out of time. Thank you very much for joining me this morning, and thank you to you for being part of the conversation right here.
Just before we go, just to commend the City TV and Channel 1 group. You know, when Bakpa Avajuokome, it's in my constituency, in my district.
Okay.
When the whole thing started, I think
this is the dam spillage.
Yes, the dam spillage. When it started, I think I spoke to some people within the mines, and I think when the mines came together, they made some contribution, and Apajukume was one of the places that they have built something for. I'm grateful. I'm sure that the people of Mafi are also grateful.
They've expressed their gratitude as well.
For what has been done. Actually, some people even came and said that land, there were issues, we should get them. I had to tell them that, look, no, we were working behind the scenes.
So that's images of
today we have
the final structure that
this,
we put up there.
It's so beautiful. Yeah. I'm so grateful that this has been done.
It's a market in combination with other facilities and all that.
Has done very, very well. And
Is
I'm
that
happy.
Siemens? No, that's Mr. Matthew Aiden. He's our administrator.
Yes, so I'm happy this has come up in our Bakpa.
Wonderful.
And I think that everybody within the Bakpa and Mafi are grateful for what has been done.
All right, okay.
David, if you allow me to add my voice to Victor's.
Okay.
A big ayeko, well done. City TV and City
City FM and Channel 1
TV.
A
big ayeko.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, so we're speaking with Ibrahim Ejay. He's Assistant Secretary at the Office of the President, and Victor Kojoga Adawudu. He is a member of the NDC Legal and Communication teams. Gentlemen, thank you once again, and thank you too for watching. We're going to take a quick break. When we're back, we're going to have some music and then conversations with Plastics for Purpose, from plastics to purpose, and talk about recycling, reusing, and all of that, those conversations. And of course, after that, the PL zone also comes on. We'll be right back.
Life is a celebration of moments. Big and small.
The sun is scorching, I'm feeling the heat.
With Piva Drink, every moment becomes a refreshing celebration. From the beach to your home, in every corner of your world. Piva Drink at a burst of refreshment.
Give me Piva Pop and Tangerine.
Celebrate every moment with Piva Drink. Refreshment for every occasion. Piva Drink, a taste you will love.
Piva.
This advert is FDA approved.
Luck is everywhere.
8K. Hey, wait. You gonna put it on this time. This is my man.
Good luck.
Good
radio. We are star 712. It's much phone. I'm on dialing the magic numbers. Star 712. Now welcome to the luckiest. And now with me at home ticket. You can buy for yourself or your loved one.
Mommy, tell mommy who's here.
You're buying for me, right?
Or who else?
Oh.
Let's choose buy tickets for adults.
Love you, boo boo.
Maybe straight to option 4. Now you need to buy tickets worth 50 Ghana to qualify. Yes, you can buy random or prefer tickets. I'm choosing random tickets. Listen, if you buy the random ticket, the system chooses a random number for you. But if you buy the preferred, you get to input your own preferred 5 digits. 5. Now follow the prompts and confirm. Now the luckiest.
The Luckiest is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform, not for persons below 18 years. T&Cs apply.
In the heart of our communities, change is not just a dream, it's a promise.
I don't have to worry about rising costs and taxes. Dr. Baumia's flat rate tax system is a breath of fresh air. It means I can keep more of what I earn and invest back into my business.
I've seen so many changes in my lifetime, but what matters most is to feel secured. Dr. Baumia's initiative for the elderly is to make sure we are not forgotten. He's giving us the exact care that we deserve.
With digital skills training, I am no longer worried about the future. Dr. Baumia empowers us to thrive in a digital world, making us ready for tomorrow's jobs.
Job opportunities are crucial for my generation. Dr. Baumia is committed to creating job opportunities and entrepreneurship. With his vision, we can build our dreams.
Together, we can transform our nation. Dr. Baumia's plan arranges policies. They are pathway for prosperity for every Ghanaian.
It's time for leadership that listens and acts. A vision for all of us, where every voice matters and every dream is possible. Vote Dr. Mahmoud Baumia.
Esoroho. Vote number 1 on the ballot.
He have not shown sign of settling down.
Oh, you don't mean it. The power to deliver is available.
I might have a solution.
You take this and spray twice. Shake the gentleman. Place it on your lips and say the magic word. Yes. You, my darling, are unlucky in life.
Tell me your confession. I'm joking this for life. Tell your friends about me, don't fret. You know I don't mind. Oh, where you did, oh, where you did. I give you love and where you did. Oh, baby, ooh, this love is on fire. Yeah, yeah. I go love you forever. Now let me show you love. I go show champion love. Let me show you love. I go show champion love. And you know I got you anytime. Do it now and don't be shy. Oh, you know me, I gonna love you. And I'm drugged in this for life. Boy, you're my obsession. Tell me your confession. Oh, where you did, oh, where you did. I give you love and where you did. Oh, baby, ooh, this love is on fire. Nobody did. I give you love and what you did. Oh baby, ooh, this love is on fire. Now let me show you love. I will show champion love. I will show you love. I will show champion love. next song is titled Ice on Me. Enjoy. For every corner, so make you never lie me. I know 116 gigabyte format. People go to chat post say I dey follow. But you be having candidates, baby, wait she a soro. Oh baby, read it much. Nobody's got the fire. Them go try many times, but they cannot quench the fire. Oh baby, read it much. Nobody's got the fire. Them go try many times, but they cannot quench the fire. Listen, don't lie to me. Be there for me. I time for the monitor, so if you do, yeah, all eyes on me. All eyes on me. Be there for me. I time for the monitor, so if you do, yeah, all eyes on me. Listen, you know, see me and you forever. It be you that quench my fever. Oh baby, come give me something. Yeah, if not be you, I be nothing. Say it be you for my mind. I no go leave, I no go cheese, I am nothing. I'm in love, ja. Oh me baby, ja. I'm in love, ja. I'm in love. I'm in love, ja. Oh me baby, ja. I'm in love, ja. I'm in love, yeah. Me do what me do for every corner. So make you never lie me. I know 116 gigabyte format.
Welcome back. All right, so it's time for us to get into a world of an incredible journey, and this is a journey of transformation. So a lot of times people talk about sustainability, and it seems like sustainability have become a trend. But let me tell you something. The truth is that it's not actually a trend. It's actually the right direction to go, especially when we look around the things happening around us, and also in a world inundated with plastic waste and all that. Well, we have innovative thinkers and eco advocates that have joined us today, and we are going to be looking at what they are doing with the trash around them. So in the studio with me is Jidedi Senaya, who's the founder and executive director of JICO Center for Climate Justice. You can also call it ZICO CCJ. And we also have Mary Lancelot, who's the founder and ED of MLC Fashion. Welcome, guys. How are you?
Thank you. We're doing well.
How's everything?
Thank you. We are fine.
You're fine, right?
It's fine.
All right. So it's nice to have you in the studio, and I'm actually very excited to be having this conversation with you because, like I said, when we talk about sustainability, a lot of times it has become like a trend. People think it's a trend when brands, when companies all decide to say, you know what, we want to stop the old ways of doing things and drive the sustainable way. Jidedi, you are actually the founder and executive director of ZICO Center for Climate Change. Let us know what ZICO Center does.
All right, thank you. So the JICO Center for Climate Justice is a non-profit organization that's dedicated to empowering young people to play an active and practical role in climate change. And we tackle climate change from a multifaceted approach through initiatives like upcycling, reforestation, exploring cleaner energy and transportation options. Thank you.
And how has that been going? Do young people understand when you teach them?
All right. So far, young people have been very receptive towards our trainings and workshops so far. They are actually very excited to come on board, and it gives them a sense of accomplishments that they are contributing to a cleaner Ghana and a cleaner future for people coming up.
Right. All right. So, Mary, tell us about MLC Fashion.
So MLC Fashion is a sustainable fashion business that is on a mission of upcycling plastic waste, leather waste, and fabric waste into beautiful fashion accessories such as footwear, bags, tote bags, and luxury bags as well.
Right. So now, what's the idea behind plastic to purpose, from plastic to purpose?
All right. So most of the people on the GICO CCJ team were alumni of YALI, which is the Young African Leaders Initiative. And after YALI, we have a community engagement project we undertake. And during that, we decided to teach youth how to upcycle plastics into valuable items. And we won a grant to start a community project where we go to, say, underserved communities and we teach them how to make or create value out of plastic waste.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, talking about plastic waste, how significant is the problem of plastic waste globally? Let's talk about it globally first, and then we'll bring it down to Ghana. Maybe then we'll look at the beach, what we see on the beach and all of that. So let's start with globally. How significant is it right now?
All right, so I would say that the issue of plastic waste is a global pandemic. Because if you look at countries worldwide, everyone is trying to find solutions and alternatives to plastic. There are countries that have banned the use of single-use plastics. Yeah, some are even exploring, say, making plastics from renewable sources like wheat and corn. And when you come to Ghana, it's the same issue here. Ghana generates 840,000 tons of plastic waste annually. And from research, we realized that plastic takes 1,000 years to decompose. 1,000 years to decompose? Yes, to decompose.
Wow.
So you realize that even the 840,000 tons we generate annually is not being decomposed. We are piling them up every single year. And the rate keeps increasing. So if we don't do anything to stop it now, I believe it will become a very severe issue for us in years to come.
Right. So why is it important that we actually find innovative ways to actually do something about this?
All right. So I always say that there's no planet B. This plastic menace actually affects our climate. You realize that farmers complain about yield, produce. Even with us, you realize that the weather is changing. Sometimes when it's supposed to rain, it's sunny. When it's supposed to be sunny, it's raining. It affects our farming systems. It poses a threat to food security and many other issues. So I believe the time to act is now. So why not make use of the plastic in our system already while we research into more sustainable ways or alternatives to plastics.
All right. So, Merit, can you take us through some of the methods that you use in upcycling to making some of these things that we see here? Let's go through the products that we actually see on the items that we actually see on the table.
So this is a tote bag. I use sacks, rice sacks, detergent sacks, fish feed sacks.
So can we see it?
Yes. So sacks.
Right.
Yes. And this one, this also have a sack in it. There's a drawstring bag, also has a sack in it. And this is plastics, different kinds of plastic. So I have pure water sachet here. I have the black polythene here. The other polythenes that we go to
Is that why we see the colors?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
both
like
sides.
the blue sort of come from the pure water.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. So it's made from that. And this bag.
Did you melt it?
No.
So how did it become like this?
So I applied heat, but it's not melted. The heat compresses it. So there is a machine that we use for it. Yeah, so I learned it from Macintosh Africa.
Right.
Yeah, so he has the machine that we use for making the plastic into this way. Yes, so that's what we use. And then this bag is also made from plastic waste.
How? Let's look at it. Take it up. Yeah.
So all this side is plastic waste. And even the
so
leather.
it's still the process of
leather.
that.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That came out of. Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's from plastic.
So even the leather is what? You were saying something?
It's also waste. So the leather, I took it from people that have bought leather and they've used for either the chairs or the. That's where I got it from, and I used it.
Wow. So when you go out around, like when you go out to these people and say, you know what, give me the rest of your wasted leather or the leather you want to throw away, what's their first impression?
So they ask me what am I going to use it for. So it always gives me the opportunity to educate these people, especially when I go. Sometimes I take the sacks from schools as well.
Right.
So I get the opportunity to educate them on why we have to reuse and not to just leave the linear way, but then we have to reuse so that we'll be able to save our environment and then our country. And then yes, the fish feed and all, when I go, that's what I tell them.
Oh, even the fish feed?
Yes.
Wow. Okay, so let's see.
So this is also from plastic waste.
Okay.
Yes, so the same process that I used to make the footwear as well.
So now, how does upcycling the materials actually help the environment?
Okay, so these are things that people have used that are supposed to be either thrown or littered around in our environment, which goes a long way to affect ourselves.
Right.
Even immediately, it affects our community where we live before the nation as a whole.
Right.
So we go out to pick them or take them out from the environment and we reuse it to come back to the environment. We give it life.
Right.
And then we've seen that for us to be able to tackle plastic waste, it has to be a lifestyle.
Right.
How can we make people live such a life? Because if you give someone plastic, the person won't want to use it back. But if the person sees that it's being made into something beautiful, something that will make the person stand out, the person will be willing to use it. And then the person will start practicing. Okay, so if I keep the plastic, I can get someone to reuse it. And so there is no need for me to litter it.
Discuss it. I mean, discard it. Right. Yes. Now let's talk about from plastic to purpose. You know, the events, what is it about and when and how and everything we need to know about it.
All right, so the Plastic to Purpose event is an upcycling project that we initiated to teach young people how to convert plastic waste into valuable items like some of what we see here now. And the inspiration came from our very first workshop at a primary school. After introducing them to plastic waste and what they could do with it, the school kids were able to come up with like creative items. Some of them had side bags, aprons, color palettes made from plastic waste. And so we thought, why not like teach them how to finish their skills or perfect their skills, and possibly they could find a good market to market their product, sell and make a living out of it. Probably put it in an educational fund for when they grow up. So that was the main inspiration. And we launched it last week, Monday, on 4th November at Spokwase MLC Fashion.
At her place?
Yes, at her place. Yeah, so she's our main trainer for the program. And some of the items you see here, the 2 drawstring bags with the water sachets were made by students in only 1 week.
In only 1 week?
Yes.
That's good. That's good. So it starts at 10 a.m. every day?
Yes,
to 1
ends
p.m.
at 1 p.m.
Yeah. So is there still like an avenue for people to join in case they want to join?
All right. So for this current cohort, there's unfortunately no avenue, but we'll be opening a new cohort in 2 months' time.
Right.
So they are free to join. They can stay updated on our social media platforms for the new opening.
Right. So if there are people that want to help, what can they do?
All right. So they can reach out to us. We have a website, gicoccj.org. So when they type that, they'll be able to find us, send us an email or contact us. We'll be happy to collaborate with them.
Right. So, but Mary, in case there are people out there that are watching and they have a bunch of waste in their house, they probably have known, okay, you know what, we want to keep this. You understand? We don't know what to do with it yet, but we are keeping it, right? In case they want to reach out to you to say, okay, Mary, we like what you're doing. How can people reach out to you?
So people can contact me through my telephone 055 22 34566. and then we will arrange the convenient way they can bring them to me.
Right.
Yes.
Right. That's interesting. So before I let you go, what are your final words to anyone watching right now, especially when it comes to the issue of sustainable environment or reducing the use of plastic waste?
All right, so my final words will be that as individuals, citizens of Ghana, we must make an effort to reduce our carbon footprint through practical steps. So for instance, we can start by little ways of segregating our waste at home. Do not put all your food waste and your plastic waste together, because it makes it difficult for us to salvage the waste. So if you have it separate, it makes it easier for it to be repurposed.
Right. Any final words, Mary?
Yes, so I want to say that plastic waste or waste management, all of us have to get involved if we want to save our environment and the community we live in. We all have to get involved.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you so much. It was really nice talking to you. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking to Jidedi Senaya, who's the founder and executive director of GICO Center for Climate Justice, and Mary Lancelot, who's the founder and ED of MLC Fashion. And these are young people leading change for a greener future. So if you're out there and you're wondering, how can I actually start living sustainably? Simple. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Just the 3 R's. Reduce, reuse, and recycle. Well, that's it from me. Let us check out our entertainment highlight of the day, and we will be back with more.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Entertainment Highlights on Breakfast Daily, presented by myself, Ni Komete Kome. Now to our first highlight. Musica has launched its Golden Jubilee celebrations, marking 50 years of championing Ghanaian music and culture. President Bessa Simons called on musicians to support the union's effort to provide education and professional guidance. Key events include concerts, lectures, and an all-women festival. The government plans to extend creative arts initiatives nationwide, underscoring its commitment to the arts. Now to our second highlight. Mishira Morrison, an 11-year-old Ghanaian pupil, has released the song Sound of Unity, calling for peace as the nation prepares for the December 7 elections. Featuring messages from notable public figures, the track aims to inspire unity among political leaders and citizens. Her father, Jojo Morrison, expressed pride in the initiative and pledged to support her career in using music to promote social harmony. Now to our next highlight. Rocky Dawuni has earned his 4th Grammy nomination in the Best Global Music Performance category for his song Rise. This accolade adds to his distinguished career with previous nominations in 2015, 2021, and 2023. Other contenders for the 2025 Grammy Awards include global icons such as Angelique Kidjo, Burna Boy, and Thames, with the ceremony scheduled for February 2 in Los Angeles. And this is how we draw the curtains for entertainment highlights on Breakfast Daily. For more entertainment news, visit GhanaWeekend.com. I am Ni Komete Kome.
Introducing Rexona Non-Stop Protection 72-hour antiperspirant with breakthrough microtechnology that forms a stronger sweat barrier. Tested to the limit, even during the most intense workout.
Still clean, dry, and fresh for longer.
Try the new Rexona 72-hour non-stop protection for clean, dry, and fresh underarms every day.
Excellent. Be that business owner that stands out and is very productive.
You're so confident. How do you do it?
It starts with Built. Where does your confidence come from? Paperwork made simple. Built takes all the hassle away. Don't be like her. Built is your all-in-one simplified finance platform. It's your home for invoices, payments, your payroll, and so much more.
Oh, wow.
Grow your business today. Sign up now at built.africa. Download the Built app now.
Dede, so Musa Mijinaha, a Franco Trading Enterprise, or television papa pano, and I mean good swami do one dance here. So what's the hotels, hospitals, schools, offices, apartments, sorry, now we pet TV papa pa, Ediabomu, a Franco television, a papa one ya brantia westiso, who pet TV the about them, and Shababia, say Franco Trading Enterprise. You want television set sizes be brave. You want 24 inches for her, 32 inches for her, 43 inches for her, 55 inches, and I can see 65 inches. It's a show when you have baby. Franco Trading Enterprise. Franco Trading Enterprise. Television papa. I have
Dr. Baumia once said,
every constituency will get $1 million every year for rural and deprived communities. Under this program, there should be no village or community in Ghana after the first 2 years that would have a water problem or a toilet problem.
Next joke, please. Vote John Dramani Mahama for president. Trustworthy, honest, and reliable. Vote for change. Choose the umbrella. Vote John Dramani Mahama and the NDC.
After a very exciting weekend of sports, exciting underscored weekend of sports, Gabby Ofe has joined me in the studio to give us a breakdown of who's on and who's not. Gabby.
KD, Charlie, what happened? I just wish Liverpool will win every week. Because when Liverpool wins, when I come, your intro be dope, like it be different. Oh, Charlie, KD, good to see you Monday morning.
Yes, good, yeah. Charlie, we're happy to be here, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's been happening on the PL zone?
Yeah, so week 11 started. A lot of goals, actually, and a lot of upsets.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of upsets. Which one should I start off with? Let me start off with the reigning champions, Manchester City. But first off, when you saw the results, were you shocked?
So, you know, Sports Panorama.
Coach predicted.
Everybody in the studio went, hey! When coach said, coach was giving his prediction, coach said, Brighton would win.
Would upset.
Everybody went, hey! Because it's like, I mean, this is City we are talking about here, right? So it's like it was unheard of. But I feel that looking at the team, okay, so Rodri is one reason, right? But Rodri is not the only reason. I think when you start having an injury list that is getting taller and taller. And I'm saying this because Liverpool, we have passed through this problem before.
You've seen it before.
So we know how it is.
You see some.
The injury list there, when it starts to climb, Charlie, and the defeat starts coming, take it like that. That's how it is.
Well, I think that's just one part of City's problems this season. You know the thing with coaching, when Klopp was leaving Liverpool, he said something. I'm pretty sure you watched that video he put out when he sat
at the end of his time,
with the club. Look, players will get fed up at a point with the very things they hear week in, week out from you as a coach or as a manager or whoever you are, leading a pack of players to do whatever. And I think that is one bit that is showing with our City team.
Okay.
That is one of the cracks. I mean, the City folks will say it's not true, but I think it's one thing. If you look at the players Pep has worked with in the last 4 seasons, a large chunk of them are still there. Okay, he's brought in young players from the academy. He's brought in a few signings. The prior to the start of this season, they didn't do a lot of signings. Yeah. And it means that the players he stuck with and have gone on to win the unprecedented, the league again, whatever, these players will begin to show signs of tiredness or exhaustion of hearing players like hearing the coach over and over again. One other thing I think is City's problem this season is the over-reliance on Erling Haaland this season. I think it started from last season. Previous seasons, I mean, Pep could actually count on players like Bernardo Silva, players like Riyad Mahrez, even Gundogan before he left to Barca, players, even defenders at the point were scoring. Okay, but now look at this season. Haaland has scored a large chunk of the goals this season. He's gone now already. Last season, he scored a large chunk. The previous season, he did 52 out of 53 games. And you need to get other goal-scoring outlets. And I think the absence of De Bruyne also plays a role, plays a huge factor. And Pep, look, if I were Pep, I would leave this season. To be honest, if you
wrap
ask
it
me.
up.
I think even last season, if I were Pep handling Manchester City,
that would have been the best time to leave.
You leave when the applause is high.
The applause is the highest.
Leave, bro.
You know,
leave. Go try something new. We've heard stories about some countries pursuing him and also trying to Pep himself opening up to other opportunities. I think he should have taken the opportunity last season. So I was not too surprised that loss came again. It was back-to-back losses in the Premier League and the 4th loss in all competitions. The last time that happened was in 2006.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a long time ago.
2006. Charlie.
Almost 20 years.
2024. Wow. And so these are some of the things that went now over the weekend. And thumbs up to Brighton's head coach, Fabian Herzler, one of the youngest manager in the Premier League, 31 years old. He's my mate. He's doing great things. He's a smart coach. He's a really smart coach, learning very, very quick. Now, what it means for him is that he's beating Manchester City, he's beating Arsenal. And if you want to compete or get yourself into a top 6 or a top 8 conversation, these are the wins you need to get against the big boys, the so-called big boys. And I think Fabian Herzler did a very, very good work. As for Manchester City, I don't want to say that the title race is over for them yet. Because look, prior to, I was telling you something offset that Pep said something about this is the time for another team to win the Premier League title. And when I decode that message, I look at it on 2 folds. That one is, it is either he's doing the mind games thing again, or that's the reality. The reality, if you ask me, should have been Arsenal. No disrespect to what Liverpool are doing this season. But I think Arsenal should have been the team on top of the Premier League table now.
But they have their own issues.
Yeah, they also have their own issues. And one of the issues is that they failed to get an out-and-out striker. You can't rely on Gabi Jesus and Kai Havertz if you want to win the league title. I'm not saying they're not good enough. But one thing that has separated Manchester City from the rest of the pack is Haaland. You get it? And City, Arsenal don't have it. Liverpool have found a way to
utilize the wingers.
Darwin Núñez, Luis Diaz, Mohamed Salah. They spread the responsibility up front across the 3, and that's working for them. But Arsenal cannot say the same. So, as for City, I think that I think let's give them up to end of December and see January, February, and then we can begin and say that okay, Manchester City will win the title. But now, I think Pep is you wouldn't say it's one of those things because you can't go 4 games.
I mean, a 5 point gap is not much. 5 point
Thank
gap.
you. It's not much.
5 point gap. Let's
we saw
the thing into
what
the
did Arsenal
mix.
do? What did Arsenal do 2 seasons ago?
Yeah, exactly.
8 point gap.
They closed up in no time.
Everything, and Manchester City came to top with them
and
won the title. So that's the Premier League. That's how sometimes these stories can unfold. And like I've said, let's just give City that chance. There's still a lot of European games to play. And now what it means for every team is that if you want to even combine, that's if your team is partaking in the FIFA Club World Cup, you have your players playing about 60 to 70 games in all competitions. Players will, some players will get tired, and that's when if the teams that have got a huge squad depth can actually rely on. So for City, I just want to see how they bounce back in their next games.
Well, it's interesting times. One of the things I heard from Arne Slot was the whole idea of making less formal, the engagements with the players. And I think that what he's done is a very interesting thing where, for example, players come from home. Yeah. Instead of, being camped away from their family. You live at home and come from home, and to me, I think it's brilliant man management.
He's a family man.
Yeah, but he's doing the thing right, man.
Yeah, he understands. It's not all the managers that actually like it. I think Jose Mourinho and Antonio Conte. Yeah, I remember Antonio Conte's days at Chelsea. He wasn't a subscriber of that, what you just said. He wanted the players to always be around him because of the intense training session. And I hear at the time at Chelsea, he was doing like a 2-day session in a day. Sometimes 3, and it's very intense. So if you day house where you day beside your Chocho Muncho, how you go feel do the second training session?
But you see, so I'm kind of liking and subscribing more to what Arne Slot is doing because you see, human beings are interesting. If they feel you are playing for their team, they'll play for your team.
Yeah, that's true. And another thing you would want to talk about is players actually do play for managers.
Yeah.
They like.
Yeah.
And I don't know why when I watch Arne Slot or when I mean, he's not animated like Klopp.
No, he's not.
On the touchline.
At all.
He's not hot-headed.
No.
He's very calm, composed, goes about his work very quietly, knows his stuff. But when I watch him speak and the way he carries himself about, I sometimes see a bit of Klopp in him.
Yeah.
I don't know if you agree with me.
Because he has a little bit of Klopp.
Yeah.
But he's also very, very calculated and very,
very
calm.
And calculated in the sense that if you watch the way Liverpool play these days, they are very compact.
Yeah.
Look at the 2 goals against